It finally happened. D'Angelo Russell was relegated to the bench, and it turns out to be beneficial as he had one of his best games of the season. And the Lakers went with more of a defensive mindset to start the game, which paid dividends and could have more benefits down the line for the Lakers. What's good? I'm Okechi Apakama, and this is Lakers Digest coming at you with another video. And before we get into that game recap that we have for you, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, especially with us trying to push towards our goal of 3,000 subscribers. We are ever so close to it, so each and every one of you guys who subscribes to the channel truly help out. Now, with that out of the way, let's hop straight into the game recap as the Lakers make a change to the starters and win. So, after coming off a rough 1-4 road trip, the Lakers come back to Crypto.com Arena, and they were able to take care of the short-handed 76ers, 116-106. And they did it by making a change in the starting lineup, implementing Cam Reddish, and then putting D'Angelo Russell on the bench, which shook some things up, but in a good way for the Los Angeles Lakers, as JJ Redick actually spoke to it before the game, as this is what he said to Lakers reporter Mike Trudell, saying Cam Reddish is starting with D'Angelo Russell coming off the bench. JJ Redick told Mike Trudell that they're looking for more balance in the starting lineup with a defensive presence plus some offensive pop off the bench. He emphasized it's not necessarily permanent, nor an indictment on Russell, but an adjustment he thinks could better balance the rotation. And it really did better balance the rotation as the Lakers starters looked very solid coming out the gates for them. And then D'Angelo Russell was able to really provide that scoring pop and not make the Lakers bench kind of look lackluster that it's kind of been for most of the season. So let's take a look at those stats there for the Lakers as Anthony Davis once again was leading the charge. He had 31 points to go along with 9 rebounds and 4 block shots. He was a plus 20, so he led the team in that. And then LeBron James was terrific. 21 points, 12 rebounds, 13 assists, another triple-double in his illustrious career. Austin Reaves was lighting it up from 3. He had 6 3-pointers to go along with 20 points, 7 assists. And then Cam Reddish, albeit he only had that 1 shot and 1 made 3-pointer that he made, he was terrific on the defensive end and really being a stifle to a guy like Paul George on the other side of the ball. And then off the bench there, D'Angelo Russell was leading the charge there. He had 18 points in that one. He had a couple of 3-pointers and was getting to the rim quite a bunch, and he had a couple of assists as well. And he also helped spoon-feed a guy like Jackson Hayes, who had a tremendous game. He had 8 points in that one, 4 block shots, which is, I believe, a season high for Jackson Hayes. So he was solid in his minutes off the bench. So for the Lakers, that is a very encouraging sight to see as they were able to have some solid units there with their starting group. And then off the bench, D'Angelo Russell was able to add that scoring punch that was much needed because the Laker bench has really been struggling here for these first 8 games for the Lakers. But just to start off with Anthony Davis, who was just tremendous once again. This guy is looking more and more like the top dog in the league, the MVP caliber player that we all know and capable that he can be. And he's off doing it coming off of a game that he did not play, and he's now dealing with some plantar fasciitis that he talked about it later, but we'll get to that. But he was tremendous in this game, and he really was leading the charge for Lakers as along with LeBron James, as he had a triple-double in that one and was doing the things that LeBron does so well. But we got to talk about that starting change, that shift that the Lakers had as Cam Reddish implemented in, and he was tasked with guarding Paul George, who, albeit he's been back just for a few games for the 76ers, but he really stonewalled a guy like Paul George. As we take a look at the 76ers stats here, as nobody was really able to get it going for them, as I think Drummond had a few gimmies underneath the rim, but he's a big-bodied guy that can do that. He was actually a worse minus 19 on the team. He did have a double-double, but yeah, Paul George in that one, only 4 of 13. He was on a minutes restriction, so maybe that was part of the reason why he couldn't get going, but he only had 9 points. He did have 8 assists, and Caleb Martin, who's a solid player, had about 13 points. Off the bench, he had some guys really contribute for them. Gershon Yabusele, and then KJ Martin for them, and then also the rookie Jared McCain. So he was able to knock down some shots for them. But the 76ers didn't really have their main guys. When you are missing two of your top dogs, that's Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, it's going to be very hard to win in this league. And the Lakers were able to take care of business on their home floor with that change they made to that starting lineup. And I really do think this can benefit the Lakers down the line, and also is a precursor to what could happen once the Lakers get a couple of guys back. But that moves us to our next topic here, as who does the lineup change benefit? And for one, obviously the Lakers, it's going to benefit them because now it seems like they have more balance in their starting lineups, because that starting five that they had with D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reaves, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, while that is a great offensive unit, there are some foot speed issues and also some athleticism issues for the defensive side of the ball, and just getting back in simple things like transition defense and some of the things that the Lakers are lacking with. Cam Reddish can really shore up a lot of those things because he's more just an energy guy. He's going to do the little things. He's going to be a guy that is going to take the toughest task defensively, whether it's the team's point guard, shooting guard, or even small forward as well, because he's shown to guard some of those guys as well with his extraordinary length and quickness. He has very good hands, so he gets a lot of on-ball steals that can really wreak havoc. And the Lakers are tremendous on themselves when they're able to get on the break, because they still have guys like LeBron James, who is still one of the best fast break players in the league. Austin Reaves is tremendous in the fast break, and then AD as well, when he's running the floor, can really wreak havoc for against a lot of teams there. So for a guy like Cam Reddish, who at the start of the season wasn't really getting any minutes because it was going to Max Christie, but then he showed he can defend on that side of the ball. So he really was able to thrust himself into the rotation, and then now he's a starter. So that is going to help the Lakers on that end, guarding some of those other teams' top dogs, because you can throw a guy like Cam Reddish on them and he can guard them 94 feet and do a lot of things and wreak havoc. And then for D'Angelo Russell, because that is the other guy that it benefits, and he is sacrificing some. He did talk about it also as well after the game there, as this is what D'Angelo Russell said, as he said he just wanted to win. He also added that he left his baggage at the door when the Lakers made a coaching change in the offseason, and he said, "I'm egoless. I just want to win." And that is something that you love to hear from a guy like D'Angelo Russell, because he is, while albeit can be a crux for this team, especially on the defensive side of the ball, he is very important to this Laker team, because he is our second best playmaker, probably one of our best shooters, and just a guy that can really, really heat up the Lakers offense. So he is very crucial to this team in that aspect. So now having him play well is beneficial for the Lakers. Anytime D'Angelo Russell played well for the Lakers last season, the Lakers won that game quite handily, because you had the efforts of guys like LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and then including in Austin Reaves. And then if you throw in a D'Angelo Russell where he has a game where he has like 5 or 6 threes, or he is really diming it up, having double digits assists, then he really turned the tables in the Lakers' favor, just because of the way he can play on the offensive side of the ball. So this move to him for the bench, I do think it's going to benefit him, because now he is more in control of some of his units, and he's with a guy like Jackson Hayes, who I think that is a really good two-man pairing between those two guys, because Jackson Hayes is a guy who can set really hard screens and he rolls hard to the rim. D'Angelo Russell is a very good passer, and he's a very good passer to Jackson Hayes for lobs. He's throwing him a lot of no-look lobs. Very skilled bounce passes. Any type of pass, D'Angelo Russell can make that pass to a guy like Jackson Hayes, and he's always got his hands at the ready, and he's got a very good catch radius because of his athleticism. So those are a nice two pairing to have off the bench. And then also in some of those bench units, he's going up with LeBron James as well. So him and LeBron have some pretty solid chemistry as well. So those guys made a couple of plays. I think LeBron had a nice play where he was at the elbow, and then he made a nice behind the back pass to D'Angelo Russell, and then he made another behind the back pass. This time I think he was on the wing, and then he did it to D'Angelo Russell for a three. So those two have nice chemistry as well. So D'Angelo Russell in those bench units can really see some some very good benefits for him in that group as well. So for Cam and also for D'Angelo Russell, I do think it really truly benefits those two guys. But there's also one more thing that I did want to get to that I skipped over earlier, as Anthony Davis did come off from an injury, but he did talk about it a little bit after the game too, as this is what Anthony Davis said about his plantar fasciitis that he's dealing with, that we learned from Shams Charania yesterday. As he said, it hurts, definitely bothering me, but I'll figure it out. Getting it loose enough to play, to go out there and play, trying to manage it throughout the course of the game so it doesn't tighten up. It feels good for the most part. Off days are most crucial to get it feeling good for game day. And for Anthony Davis, this I think is more just par for the course, as we've kind of gotten used to Anthony Davis getting some nicks and bruises here and there. But the big thing is that he is playing through all of it, and that is just a testament to Anthony Davis' resolve and just the dog that is within him when he is really out there and playing well, because he knows how important he is to this Los Angeles Lakers team, and he knows he's got to be out there for as many games as he can be to really truly help the Lakers lift them to that spot that they want to get to at the end of the season. But Anthony Davis, it looks like he's going to play through this plantar fasciitis, and then we do have a couple of games off here and there for AD, so hopefully he can get that under control here for these next couple of weeks before the NBA Cup starts up. But that's probably going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe. Like I said once before, there is 75% of you guys who are not subscribed to the channel just yet. And if you guys want more of that Laker news, Laker updates, and game recaps, you guys want to make sure you guys are subscribed to Lakers Digest. And also leave a comment down below of what you guys think of that starting change. I think we're going to put a poll up later, but what do you think of Cam Reddish being a starter and then D'Angelo Russell going to the bench? How do you think this will affect the Lakers? And do you think you would have did things differently for the Los Angeles Lakers? But that's going to be it for this video. I have been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.